Controversy is clouding the Belle Chase Bridge, and it's all over a deal that could increase toll prices.
WDSU investigator Aubrey Killian working to get new information about how much it's going to cost you to cross that bridge.
Hey, Travers, so this story, of course, it is a talker in Belle Chase. DOTD just told me today that the tolls that will become effective in April, that will all be released possibly by tomorrow. Peter Tragle owns a supply company in Belle Chase.
It adds up pretty quick.
He's bracing to start paying tolls on the new bridge.
It's going to hit us pretty hard.
Tragle says he has more than a dozen trucks crossing the bridge 3 times a day. He says the tolls could push businesses out and prevent new ones from coming in. What will this bridge do to your business?
For us, I mean, it's bad because of the tolls. The trucks go back and forth every day. It'll cost us, we figured, about $48,000 a year just in the tolls for the trucks.
For the benefit we're going to get out of the bridge, it's well worth it.
Ray Jonfro doesn't mind the tolls.
Well, I think we really did need the bridge. The traffic here has outgrown the existing structure and the tunnel, and there's just too many problems.
The new bridge will replace the old existing bridge and tunnel. WDSU Investigates dug into the contract and a legislative audit that was done on the bridge. Records show the price tag for the bridge is about $170 million. The audit says the developer could be responsible for about $66 million. The audit also says the developer, Plenary Americas, could collect more than $748 million over the next 30 years.
To build a bridge over a canal for $800 million is insane.
Senator Pat Connick says the deal needs to be renegotiated.
In this case, the bottom line is Plaquemines Parish is being overcharged for this bridge, in my opinion.
When we asked DOTD for an on-camera interview, they referred us to Plenary spokesperson Abby Ginn. How much has Plenary put up so far, dollar amount wise, estimated?
That would be a question for DOTD, and I don't know if they might defer that to Plenary as well, but they should have that information. I don't know.
We also asked about Plenary collecting more than $748 million in tolls over the next 30 years.
It is an estimate. I don't think there's a dispute about it, the numbers.
The audit also shows for every dollar collected from the toll, 28% will go towards collection and administration, and 16.5% for operations and maintenance. Operation maintenance 16.5%, tolling, collection, and administration 28%. We showed Ginn the audit.
So your question is, is this accurate, or?
Yes, is that Joel's understanding of how it's going, each dollar is going to be used?
That would, yeah, I can't answer that question because I haven't been, I'm not a part of this process. I don't have the knowledge in that area to really answer that question. There's also concerns how high the tolls could get. At the time of this interview, according to the audit, a large truck without a GO pass in 30 years could pay $725 to cross and another $725 to get back, adding up to $14.50. Would you pay $14.50? That's a question I can't really answer personally. I don't have an 18-wheeler, right? Do you feel people truly understand where their dollars are going? Where their dollars are going once they pay the toll? Yes, and how it's being used. By the private company? Yes. I don't know if that information has been shared. At a recent Joint Transportation Committee meeting, lawmakers approved an adjusted deal for a bridge that will have tolls in Lake Charles. DOTD spoke about the Belle Chase Bridge.
This is a better contract and just a better deal in general than was struck in Belle Chase.
So take a look. Today, DOTD said so far about $156 million has been spent. Plenary's contribution to the design and construction work so far is about $50 million. DOTD also could not say exactly how much Plenary will make at the end of that 30-year term. So, of course, Travers and Solo, we are going to stay on top of this story and keep you posted. As I mentioned, a lot of people are talking about it.
Yeah, it's a big deal on the West Bank. Thanks, Aubrey. Aubrey also dug into what would happen under the current contract if a bridge was actually built nearby.
So DOTD says if the state builds new facilities that allow users to avoid paying tolls, it could be required to make payments to compensate Plenary for lost toll revenue.